2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome to a very important edition of Teaching Crypto. This is AZ Crypto with Mr. FOMO. Please hit like. Please, most importantly, hit that subscribe button. We're inching towards that 300. If you could help us out, and maybe you'll be a friend subscriber, we would love that. So today we're going to give you two important pieces of information. We're going to give you some Voyager dates that you need to be aware of. And then we're going to give you our two hottest coins of the month that we're super high on moving forward in the long term and even in the short term. So we're going to start today with the Voyager information. Now, Mr. FOMO, we gave out some dates last time we were here, but I think it's important for us to go over some things that our viewers might not be aware of. You know, a lot of you are still looking for information here. So we talked about last time, all the bids are due on the 26th, guys. That's about 2.5 weeks away. Now, here's the thing. They want to have a sale hearing by the 7th. The last day to object to a sale is going to be October 24th. That's huge. So if some dates, obviously we talked about the 26th. If necessary, an auction, hopefully they avoid that. Sale hearing means we'll know who the buyer is, September 7th, or the investor. That's huge. Now, between that, you've got less than 2 months, maybe about 6 weeks to October 24th, last chance to object. Once the judge confirms it, that's it. You have a new company. And so we talked about this. The reason why it says Q1 2023, we can kind of guess that's going to be in January, because opening up right before or during the holidays doesn't make a ton of sense. But really, you're getting out of bankruptcy.
To be honest with you, even opening up in January after the holidays when people are getting that credit card bill is probably not a good idea either. So I'd say probably February at the earliest.
I'll be optimistic. I'll say mid to late January. I'll say mid. I think there is something with January, New Year, get people excited. I'm going to say mid-January, but look at here. You're getting out of bankruptcy in this plan on October 31st. I can't stress how important that is because lawyer fees add up. Yes, they have money for bankruptcy, but if people tell you, oh, they got enough money for 2 or 3 years, I've heard some people in these Twitter spaces say stuff like that for Celsius and Voyager. It's kind of pie in the sky. It's not realistic. You stay in bankruptcy for 2 or 3 years, the likelihood of you getting out really dwindles. Let's just be honest here.
Who wants to get down with a company that's been in bankruptcy that long? I just don't. I don't see you building up a huge following or a lot of momentum behind a company that struggles to get out of bankruptcy. This is
obviously
positive news to me. This kind of speedy recovery.
So obviously horrible news that we went into bankruptcy in July, but if you can get out October 31st, all things being considered, that's amazing. Now, how much you're getting back, that's the major question. You probably will know by October 31st when they confer the hearing. Maybe not the exact numbers, but a pretty good idea. You may even know, heck, sometime in September during these dates, right? Because there's got to be an objection. I'm thinking maybe in September, people have a pretty good idea of what the new company looks like. Okay, the vote confirming it. So I think in the next few months, especially at the end of this month, we're going to start hearing things. But by October, we'll have a good idea where this is headed. And then when there's clarity, people can kind of plan. All right, I'm leaving this much in, I'm taking this much out. So the key is clarity, but we have a timeline. And we have a plan. And it's all about, again, we're going to go back to August 26th. You got to get a buyer between then and the 29th. You don't want it to go to auction. But like I said, we're not going to spend too much time on this. But I like this, our key date here, and we'll keep you guys updated. We want to get out of bankruptcy October 31st. So like we both agree, this is a good thing. Let's see what happens at the end of August. We will have breaking news shows all the time at the end of August for this. So you better believe as we get closer to August 26th, we'll keep you guys updated.
Keep it locked right here.
Now, we're going to give you the two hottest points of the month. And I want to talk about optimism. And optimism is really related to Ethereum. And you see here an article right here about optimism, how the deposits are up 800%. That was just earlier, a couple days ago. Now, what is optimism? And I'm optimistic about optimism. It's a layer 2 blockchain protocol that brings scalability to Ethereum. So it allows security benefits Ethereum with the low cost transactions with roll up technology. Basically, it makes Ethereum faster, cheaper, and ultimately settled on the Ethereum blockchain. It's a good thing. A lot of speculation that this is really, really valuable for Ethereum. And as we get the ETH update, money's been pouring into Optimism. In fact, over the last month, it's up almost 229%. Okay. And in a bear market, that is nothing to sneeze at, ladies and gentlemen. You know that, especially in this bear that we've experienced. So I'm pretty high on this. Now, the market cap has crept all the way up to 8 billion. So it's a mid cap now, it's not a cheap cap. But if ETH 2.0 does successfully go through, I think 8 billion is not where this thing ends up. So again, not financial advice. You might really want to pay attention to optimism over the next several months.
I would agree. I think anything Ethereum related, especially in the short term, especially like you said, if everything goes well, you're going to see it grow even more. Now, will you see 800% in a bear market? I mean, that's lightning in a bottle from where we were at, before. You really had to be ahead of the game and have your money in. But I really hope that a lot of people did. I hope a lot of people made money off of it because that's a huge gain, especially at this time of year.
Pay attention, because if we have a Black Swan event, if you don't know Black Swan, huge event where Bitcoin crashes down significantly, and you can pick Optimism up, let's say at like 5 or 6 billion market cap, and you really believe in ETH, like a lot of people do, could be a pretty good play. Now, you have another one for us that's done very well over the last 30 days. So why don't you take it away?
All right. Let's see.
And it's one that I've seen on my charts a lot. People have been talking about on Twitter.
It's one that I see pop up all the time. But as you can see here, this is I like the logo first and foremost. I know that's not the most important thing, but you see CoinMarketCap even labels it interoperability. That's a huge thing for us here on this channel. You want to know that your blockchain can jump into bed with this blockchain and can jump into bed with that blockchain and not have any problems or come up with any bugs after doing so, or no leaks, or no, what's been going on the Solana network. But you've got a great market cap there, 1.5 billion.
Definitely.
And plenty of room to grow. Now, if you can see the circulating supply over here, you've got 12 million tokens there, and it says that the max supply is just over 14 million.
That's great. That's great.
So my assumption is, it says even there 83%. My assumption is that unless they're going to mint more tokens, that there's going to be some sort of a supply shock, and it's going to send this price skyrocketing, especially with that market cap. However, just to give you an idea of what it does, it's utility. Another thing that we are constantly harping on this channel. You want people to have to use the token. And for this one, in order to use the Quant network, you do have to use the token. You have to pay annual fees. You've got to pay all kinds of transaction fees or development fees. And, there's little bits of fees tied in everywhere, but you basically need the Quant token in order to operate on this network, and its ability to operate on other blockchains or with other blockchains. I think it makes it that much more valuable. So this one I am definitely going to keep my eye on, and I may even throw a little bit of money at it.
Now, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead and hit that all-time chart so we can show our audience something really quickly. I think this is really useful to see. So again, if you take a look, you're still getting a great price here. Look at all-time high.
And remember the price versus the supply, and what supply is left. It's that Bitcoin principle. if they don't ever mint any more, then you could see this thing, I mean, really just go to the moon at some point. Especially if Quant becomes useful to other blockchains. That's the big problem, right?
Yeah.
You see them start to
It,
interoperate. You've got to see
it,
more people developing and wanting to be on the Quant network, but I think it's going to keep an eye on.
you know what these tokenomics remind me of? Eagle.
Yeah. You're gonna
Good
say
market cap, low supply,
that's
good. And we'll take a stronger look at this later for sure. But these are two coins you definitely want to have your eyes on. So
absolutely.
remember, so we'll keep coming up with these gems, guys, and hopefully, if you haven't made some money on these two tokens, maybe you can in the near future. Not financial advice, but take a look at them, and we'll keep you updated on Voyager. We're getting closer to that August 26th. We hear anything, we'll let you guys know. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Remember to hit that like. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZ Crypto. Have a great night.
Yeah.